Yo, what's up? It's your boy Dizzy. We back with another episode of Halftime with Dizzy, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Happy New Year's Eve, man. Or if it's already January and you watching this, Happy New Year, man. Also, I want to say a merry belated Christmas to all of y'all who celebrate, man. I was supposed to post last week, but you know what I'm saying? Things kind of, things kind of got switched around and kind of got messed up. It was my fault. I ain't gonna lie. It was my own fault. If you know me, one of the biggest traits I have is I'm a procrastinator. I push things off, especially when it means I could play some more video games. And that's what I did last week. I had Monday and Tuesday off. I could have recorded a video, got it all edited, got ready to go for Christmas Eve. But Monday, I decided to not do shit. I just stayed in my pajamas, stayed in that bed, and played video games all day. Tuesday, I waited till the day before Christmas Eve to say, let me go get some Christmas gifts. So I went out and spent half my day shopping for Christmas gifts. I got back and was like, all right, let me finally record this video. Realized my camera, my laptop, nothing was charged. Okay, nothing was charged, which I felt like, okay, cool. I could let this charge for a little bit while I play some video games. I'm letting it charge. I'm playing before I look. It's 8 o'clock at night. Okay, so I'm like, fuck it. I'll still go out and record this video. I ain't got nothing tomorrow. Actually, I did have something which I'll get into. I go record the video, and for whatever reason, from the SD card to the laptop, the video did not want to upload. It did not want to get to my laptop. It took forever. I'm telling you, I got done recording at probably like 9 or something. I stay up late. It's about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and it's still not uploaded to my computer yet. So I said, fuck this. Whatever. I ain't doing it. Because last week, if you didn't know, I did my first ever boxing class. Yeah. Y'all ain't gonna try to get back in shape. You feel me? I know you may think I don't need it because I got this great physique. You feel what I'm saying? But I am getting a little sloppy, and so it's time to reel it back in. You feel what I'm saying? So that was cool. But that was at 7:30 in the morning last week. So I wasn't gonna stay up all night trying to figure out this damn why this video wouldn't upload. So I kind of gave up on that, which again, it was my own fault for waiting so long. I could have done it Monday and earlier in the day, Tuesday. So it was my own fault. But something told me, you know what I'm saying? Not something, it's someone in particular, you know what I'm saying? God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. You feel what I'm saying? So I heard a voice in my head saying, you know what, still clip up these, videos, because I said some good shit. All right, I said some good stuff in what was going to be my video for last week. So on Christmas Eve, I chopped it all up, created, 4 or 5 different clips I was gonna post on TikTok, and they've all gotten some pretty good engagement. You feel what I'm saying? But nothing quite like this Detroit Lions video I posted last week about Jared Goff and Detroit needed to move on from him, man. Check out what I had to say. It pains me to say it, but somebody's got to say it. The Lions have to move on from Jared Goff. They have to. When the Rams move on from him, when they traded him to Detroit for Matthew Stafford, it wasn't because Jared Goff wasn't good. He wasn't great. He wasn't elevating the team when it came to big games. He wasn't elevating his own play when it came to the playoffs. He couldn't get the team over the hump. Sean McVay and the Rams saw that and went out and got a guy who could do that. And Detroit's going to have to do the same if they want to win a Super Bowl, okay? After Jared Goff's final season with the Rams in 2020, they were coming off a year where they knew they had an elite wide receiver 1. They had a solid wide receiver 2. They had a good young running back. They had an all-pro O-lineman, and they had bona fide franchise pieces on the defensive side of the ball. What do the Lions have right now? They have an elite wide receiver 1, a solid number 2, a great young running back, an all-pro O-lineman, and franchise pieces on the defensive side of the ball. If Jared Goff isn't getting it done, you can't sit there and miss out on your window because you want to see if he can get you over the hump. The Rams traded him away, they win a Super Bowl. Detroit's going to have to do the same. It sucks. It really does, because you've seen him revive his career and revive this franchise. So you want to see him win with Detroit, but you can't sit there and miss out on your window with this young core just because you want to see if your 31-year-old quarterback can get it done for you. If I'm Detroit in the offseason, I'm picking up that phone, I'm grabbing some picks, I'm grabbing Jared Goff, and I'm calling Cincinnati and seeing if Joe Burrow can come down to the Motor City. That video has over 7,000 views, over 300 likes, and almost 200 comments, man. So I'm very appreciative of everyone who engaged with that content last week, even if it's not necessarily good, all right? Because I'm getting called a clown, that my takes are lazy or horrible, I need to give it up, stop speaking, all this shit, all right? I don't care. All right. I just care about them numbers. And I'm appreciative of every single person who engages with my content, even if you're calling me a clown. All right. So last week was pretty good, man. Especially Christmas, man. Spent Christmas Eve with my family, Christmas Day with Tiffany's family, man. It was just a great time. All right. And I hope y'all had a great time too. As we head into the Big 26. And speaking of heading into the Big 26, let me tell you what I got in store for this episode, man, as we get into the game plan. We got the halftime headlines. I'm going to be telling you my top 5 moments from 2025 that happened in the Dizzy's life, all right? I was going to do football, but, fuck that. I'm just going to tell you what I felt were the best moments that I had going down in my life, man. From there, I'm going to do a segment I haven't done in a while, No Huddle, man. We're going to talk about some topics that have been going on in the world of football the last couple of weeks. From there, we're going to He's Diffy, some predictions, and of course, the halftime speech to wrap it all up, man. We heading into January. My goal, 350 subs by the end of February. So please, 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 if you're not already, hit that subscribe button, man. If you already subscribed to the channel, share with a friend, man. We just having fun. We just talking ball. No politics, no race, nothing, nothing that doesn't involve football, man. Like I said, we just going to have a lot of fun talking about it. Without further ado, let's get into the show. Like I said, I got a top 5 for you, man. Top 5.
If you got a problem, take it up with my butt. He's the only one that gives a crap.
It's my top 5 moments of 2025. I can't believe we're already at the end of the Big 25, man. It's been a lot of fun. But before we move on to the next year, we got to look back and reflect on the best from this year, man. Started with number 5. My Halloween party that I threw a few months ago, man. It was a lot of fun. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wasn't too crazy. Probably like 20 people or so. And like I said, we just had a lot of fun. It was a good time until we moved the party inside. Then we had a great time. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got people throwing up, passing out, all types of stuff. Just great stories to tell. All right. When everyone survives, it's always a great story to tell. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? So, but don't worry. There would be no Netflix documentary about what went down at a Dizzy party. Okay. But that was a lot of fun. All right. Let's move on to number 4. All right. Starting my job at Fox. That's a big monumental moment in my life, man. And I can't believe that's already about to be a year since I've been there. Shout out to my auntie Soraya, shout out to Mike Hill, man, and everyone else who helped me get to where I'm at there at Fox, man. Like I said, closing in on a year. So hopefully, promotion coming soon, you feel what I'm saying? But I've met some great people there, man. My coworkers like Bo, Chase, the homie Dan, Tony, and so many others, man. And it's just been a lot of fun. I literally get paid to watch sports and write about it. So, I mean, there's not really a better job than that coming out of college. So it's been a lot of fun being able to work at a prestigious company like that, man. So that was, like I said, a milestone that I hit in my life. Let's move on to number 3, man. My birthday weekend. All right, it's a great time to be a Clinton. All right, let's start with August 22nd. All right, that Friday. The Bishop of my Lancers taking on St. Paul at Kiefer Stadium, all right? I'm there. I'm in attendance. It's a rowdy crowd. All of a sudden, number 6, Justin Clinton, gets in the game, gets the ball, breaks the tackle, stumbles, stays up, and gets his punk ass in the end zone, man. As a big brother, man, it's one of the greatest moments ever, bro. Seeing him score his first varsity touchdown. I haven't been around the last few years to watch him play since I've been playing in Montana. So being there in my first game, watching him play, he scores his first varsity touchdown. That was just such an amazing feeling as an older brother, man. So then you move on to the next day, Saturday the 23rd, obviously, you know what I'm saying? It's big, his birthday, you feel what I'm saying? So that was a lot of fun. I think I did work that day, but it was college football, so I was happy. Worked some college football, went to dinner with my family, went to Yamava and gambled all night with my friends afterwards. So that was a lot of fun. And then the next day, the 24th, my brother Xavier signed to Cal State San Bernardino to play basketball, and he's been hooping, and I'm talking hooping lately, man. If you ain't watching play, you better get out to a game, bro. Again, just another proud moment as an older brother to see him and his journey and all the places he's been and all the different routes he's taken and in a lot of ways, we didn't know if he'd make it here. All right, that's just being full transparency, okay? but to see him now be successful and to do the things that he's been doing as of late, man, it just no greater feeling as an older brother. So that was definitely a top 3 moment of 2025, that weekend of my birthday, man. But number 2, got to be walking that stage, man, graduating college. I mean, I got my degree last year in 2024, end of 2024, but went back in, what was it, April, I think, to walk the stage. That was really fun. That was really cool, man. Just to say that I've officially closed the book of going to school. Thank God, because fuck school. All right. Fuck that shit. And to see how happy and proud I made my family, had obviously my parents, my brothers, Tiffany was up there, my grandma. It was just amazing, man. Amazing to say that I achieved that and was able to do what ultimately not a lot of people are able to do, and that's walk across that stage and get a college degree, man. But nothing, and I mean nothing, was greater this year than seeing Kentrell Deshaun Golden at Crypto.com Arena. September 9th, I believe it was. Man, I'm talking an outer body experience. I feel like I was standing there, but my soul was floating above me, watching and just having a damn good time. Hearing him perform Heart and Soul, hearing him perform Lonely Child, hearing him perform Lil Top. I mean, the list goes on and on. And listen, man, this is about 10 years almost in the making. I was young Diz as a sophomore listening to YB, and nobody else fuck with him. I would tell the homies, hey, bro, this dude, young boy, he nice. Listen to, man, that shit trash. Man, don't come around with that shit. Fast forward, the whole world forward. I feel like I grew up with bro. Just seeing the evolution. Going to jail 30 times, getting 30 girls knocked up, having 30 kids. Now going on tour making 50 million. I feel like I'm right there with the nigga. You feel me? Hands down the best moment of 2025. Hands down my favorite moment of 2025. Just hearing them, Kentrell, you gotta man up your head, all these kids.
I'm like Kentrell, you gotta stand up in some time. I'm like Jaxson, not getting used to the hustling backwards nigga you they want. I just felt to accept that you not good for anyone. Hey, oh, oh. Hey, oh, oh. Hey, oh, oh. I can feel it in my soul.
Then they lifted his ass up in the sky and they talking about on top of the mountain. Looking down on all these niggas hating on me.
And I see I got a mother betting on me. No, I'm getting paid to take this hate all free. Try to grab me up, baby, but they see me now. Somebody that knows where the fuck I was from. I was rolling, thinking hard with them shots through time. But now I dream now. Dream out in the zone. If these diamonds on my body, if you with it, then I'm back. I don't care what these people out there are saying. But your shit's lit. No, I got one pocket. They won't stop this.
Such a fun experience, and I pray he lives long enough to go on another tour, and I'll be there again. All right. Those are my 5 favorite moments of 2025. Tell me what your favorite moment from 2025 was, man. Whether it was your life, whether it was from the NFL, college football season, whatever it was, man. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Let's move on to No Huddle.
Griffin, let's go! Let's go?
We're going to overload their left side, force them to cover Tweeter one-on-one. And no huddles. What? I'll call the place from the line. Defense will never know what hit them.
No Huddle, man. If you don't remember, if this is your first time watching me, this is where I bring up a topic in the world of football and try to give a take as quickly as possible. We're going to start with college football, man. I don't know how many of y'all have seen this, but quarterback Anthony Calandra is receiving a lot of heat after saying he will return to UNLV for his senior year. He's not chasing money. He wants to play for Coach Mullen and the staff just to enter the portal a few weeks later, man. So I don't know how many of y'all have seen that, but I know a lot of y'all have been seeing these posts by USC saying how their athlete is re-signing with the Trojans, and a lot of people have different feelings about it. A lot of people think it's weird, corny, cringy, especially me as a UCLA fan. You know how I feel about anything Trojan related, right? But I gotta admit, This is the best thing that USC and other programs could be doing, man. You got to get it in writing that these athletes will return to you instead of just trying to trust their word, okay? You got to understand, the portal may not open for another week or two, but schools have already been in deep conversations with these athletes that they know will be transferring. It's already been texts about coming on a visit as soon as the portal opens. Hey, this is the dollar amount that we'll be sending you and offering you, all that good stuff, right? So if you're UNLV, you haven't been doing that with a quarterback because you're under the impression that your starting quarterback from last year, one of the best in the country, will be returning to your program just for them to turn around and transfer. So now you have to go out and try to find a good quarterback that hasn't already been talking to another school and that another school doesn't already have a head start on. That's going to be very difficult to do. But if you sit there and say, hey, sign right here that you are going to be playing for us for this amount of money next season, now you don't have to worry about them just saying, you know what? I think I am going to enter the portal. You can actually have it in writing. Hey, you are contractually agreeing that you will be playing for the UNLV Rebels or whoever your favorite school is. That has to start being done because the more and more money that's being put into this business, the more drastic measures that have to be taken to make sure nobody's getting screwed, man. It sucks, but that's just college sports now, man. And I'm telling you, I bet you we are getting closer and closer to having players traded from one school to another. Don't be surprised. And remember, you heard it here first, man. Let's move on to the next topic. Moving on to the NFL, man. We got a big showdown going on between the Steelers and the Ravens. The winner wins the NFC North and goes to the playoffs, while the loser has a disappointing season and misses the playoffs, man. And a lot of people are talking, the big sports shows are sitting there saying, well, should the loser of this game, should their head coach be let go? Mike Tomlin, Jim Harbaugh, some legendary coaches for these franchises, and people are talking about them being fired. And I started thinking, what's crazy? What each team needs the most, they would get if these teams just swap coaches. If you put Tomlin on the Ravens and you put Harbaugh on the Steelers, they probably have exactly what they need, okay? And not only the head coaches, but the front offices as well. Starting with the Ravens, what has been their issue? They seem to be just unmotivated. They have the talent. They just, for whatever reason, can't go out there, give it their all, and finish games. What coach brings the best out of you more than Mike Tomlin? Every year we sit here and say the Steelers are not a good roster. They do not have a good team, and yet they always have a winning season and are always in the playoffs because Mike Tomlin brings the best out of them, because Mike Tomlin motivates them enough to go out there and play their best game. But what's the problem with the Steelers? They don't get the personnel. They don't have the best players at any position, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But you know who's really good at bringing in that personnel? Jim Harbaugh and GM Eric DeCosta, man. So if you put Harbaugh and DeCosta on the Steelers, you might have a good roster to go with the culture that they already have to be a Super Bowl contending team. And if you put Tomlin on the Ravens with that roster, who's going to motivate them and say, hey, this is the culture and this is the standard we need to play by, the Ravens might be a Super Bowl winning team, man. That was just a crazy thought that came to my mind, man. It would be an interesting experiment to have, man. Just swap coaches. I know they're rivals, but let's just experiment a little bit. All right, let me know what y'all think. Let's move on to the next topic. Lastly, on No Huddle, man, I got a question. Where is this narrative coming from that the Giants need to draft someone to replace Jaxson Dart? I've been hearing far too many people say, well, who are the Giants going to draft at quarterback? Who should the Giants take to replace Jaxson Dart? Nobody. The answer is nobody. Okay, there's not one quarterback in this draft that I would take over Jaxson Dart right now, okay? I understand he plays reckless. He's had a concussion or two, has some injuries. You're probably labeling him as injury prone now. But guess what? Other quarterbacks have had that same label. Joe Burrow got hurt in his rookie year. J.J. McCarthy got hurt in his rookie year. Michael Penix Jr. in his second year couldn't finish the season. Tyler Shuck came in to the season injury prone, okay? And you're not saying that any of those teams should move on from their quarterback, right? Or didn't say that about Burrow or other quarterbacks that have been hurt in the past. So why are we all of a sudden saying that about Jaxson Dart? Jaxson Dart has a crazy upside with this young core that they drafted with Scatterbo, with Abdul Carter. You got Malik Neighbors who will come back from injury. You cannot sit there and say that you got to start over again and try to grab another quarterback. Sometimes when a team sucks so bad for an extended amount of time, they just are so used to saying we got to start over, we got to start over, and they don't realize what they have right in front of them, which is why they end up getting rid of a franchise guy, letting them go to a division rival, and then he goes on, has a career year, and helps the team win a Super Bowl. All right, Giants, don't do it. All right, Jaxson Dart is the guy. Build around him. All right, that's it for No Huddle. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's move on to He's Diffie.
Wide open man, flicked into the end zone by Jerome Simpson. Oh, goodness.
First up on He's Diffie, the last one of 2025, man. This is crazy. All right, Owen McCown, quarterback UTSA, 295 pass yards, 3 touchdowns in win over FIU in the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. I mean, how many bowl games are there? Fuck. I mean, listen, Owen McCown, it was very impressive to see him put up that performance after being hit like this.
With A.J. Wilson. McCown against the 3-man rush. Defended well. Oh, he lost his helmet. Yikes.
Next up on He's Diffie, Bear Bachmeier, quarterback, BYU, man. I had their game against Georgia Tech, the Pop-Tart Bowl. It was pretty fun to watch, all right? 325 pass yards, a touchdown in the comeback win over Georgia Tech. He re-aggravated an injury early in the game. I think it was the first drive. Bear Bachmeier instantly started grabbing at his leg, and still, he said, you know what, for the love of the game, I'm going to go out there and continue to play, continue to push hard, and get this team to win. And that's exactly what happened, man. Shout out to him. Next up on He's Diffie, God's Power. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. I don't know how to say that shit. But God's Power, that is crazy. That's a hell of a name. Oh my God. Oh my God's Power. All right. All right. 12 carries, 171 rush yards, 2 touchdowns in the win over UConn in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Like I said, these bowl games are getting out of fucking control. All right. I think I'm a sponsor a bowl game. All right. The Too Nice Bowl. All right. That has a good ring to it. All right. Like I said, that's just a hell of a name. That's why I want to throw him on here, man. Lastly, on He's Diffie, Derrick Henry, the Ravens running back, man. 36 carries, 216 rush yards, 4 touchdowns in a big win over the Packers, man. Todd Monken. Now that's how you call plays.
Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
Owen McCown, Bear Bachmeier, God's Power, Derrick Henry. Those were all dudes that were different this past weekend, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If I missed anyone, man, please let me know. Let's move on to some predictions.
One thing.
We're going to start with the NFL, man. We got 3 games that can determine a division winner and whether or not they make the playoffs, man. Starting with the Panthers going down to Tampa to take on the Bucks, man. I know what I said earlier in the year, that if the Bucks was on the screen, I'm picking them. But I just can't the way they've been playing, bro. I can't. I'm going to take Bryce Young and the Panthers. Something about this damn team. I don't know what it is that the Panthers keep fucking winning. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but somehow they find a way to win. And I think they're going to do it again this weekend, man. Give me the Panthers to win on the road. Next up, the Seahawks going down to San Fran to take on the 49ers. I got the Niners, man. The way Shanahan has this team looking, the way Robert Saleh has this defense looking, he looked like he about to go get another head coaching job after running the Jets even further into the ground. The Niners are rolling right now, man. Brock Purdy's looking good. And again, I'm just not a believer of Sam Darnold. I think when it comes to these big games, he folds. So I'm going to take the 49ers to win this game at home. And I think the 49ers then become the 1 seed if they do it. So again, I don't think y'all saw my take from last week. But I did say Coach Shanahan deserves some Coach of the Year consideration. Kyle Shanahan deserves to be in that Coach of the Year conversation. Now, I know a lot of people are already in that conversation. Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, McDonald, Sean Payton, Canales, and I'm sure there's somebody else out there that I didn't mention that you're going to tell me in the comments. They clear everybody, right? But I'm looking at this 49er team, and I'm saying, How many of those guys are able to get 11 wins with this Niner squad like Kyle Shanahan has? You're talking about a team that's just depleted with injuries all throughout this defense. Your quarterback's been on and off of IR. George Kittle's been on and off of IR. You got Brandon Ayuk that wants to go from riches to rags. How many coaches out there would take this squad and win 11 games? How many times have you seen in the history of the NFL so many franchise players from a team go down and yet they still manage to win 11 games and be in the playoffs? I don't think it's happened many times. All right, y'all feel free to tell me if that has happened often and who's done it. But Kyle Shanahan being able to keep this team afloat and to keep this team from just plummeting and being a full rebuild and tanking and all this stuff, to me proves why he's one of the elite coaches in the NFL and deserves to be in that Coach of the Year conversation, man. Lastly, I mentioned it already. The Ravens going down to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, man. I got the Ravens to win this game Lastly, I mentioned it already. The Ravens going down to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, man. I got the Ravens win this game on the road. Now, at this moment that I'm recording, I have no idea if Lamar Jackson is playing or not. Some people think that even if he is healthy, you should still go with Snoop Huntley, man. I think I'd go with Lamar if he's healthy. But either way, the way that this Steelers offense looks without DK Metcalf, I mean, they're not great with DK Metcalf, but without him, stagnant as fuck, okay? So I think that the Ravens will be able to get enough stops, and if they feed King Henry like they did last week, they will ground and pound this defense, and I think that they will get a win on the road and hit the playoffs, man. So those are my predictions for the NFL. Let's move on to the college football playoff, man. Ohio State going up against Miami. You know that I do not believe in Carson Beck one bit. Okay, I hated watching that game a week or two ago when they played Texas A&M. One of the just awful game, okay? Just an awful game. I got Ohio State winning this game, and I think it's going to be a blowout, all right? Next up, Texas Tech versus Oregon. This is a tough one to pick, but I got Oregon winning this game, man. I think Texas Tech has had a great run, but I think Oregon just might be too much for them to handle. Here's my upset pick, though. Indiana versus Alabama. I'm taking Bama to win this game, man. As long as Alabama can fucking figure out how to pick up a stunt pressure this week because they couldn't figure it out against Oklahoma. If they can figure out how to do that, I think they win against Indiana. I think Indiana had a hell of a run, but I don't know. Something just tells me that it was just a little flash in the pan, and their run ends now, man. So I'm gonna take Alabama. Lastly, I'm taking Georgia to beat Ole Miss, man. Ole Miss, you've had a hell of a run. You lost your head coach, made a statement in that first round, but I think it comes to an end this weekend, man. Those are my predictions for this weekend. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know who y'all got in these CFP games. Let's move on to the halftime speech.
The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference. Right? There's a difference.
I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. I'm putting my heart in this, dog. Let's go, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Lose this one inside your heart and find out who you really are. Make sure you look at your teammate today and you come out and you give pure hell today. This team ain't ready for us. Let's prove that they ain't ready for us. Oh, get in here. Let's go. Get in here right now. Get in here. Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives. 30 minutes for the rest of our lives.
Halftime speech, man. You already know what it is, man. Just a nugget to help you get through the rest of your day, week, month, or the year, the big 25, man. I'm hoping something I say can motivate you a little bit, the same way that a head coach goes into a locker room and tells his team something to motivate them to finish the game, man. That's all I'm trying to do here, man. And all I'm going to say with the new year, either about to be here or here, depending on when you're watching this video, man. New year, new blessings. All right, new year, new blessings. Don't sit there and be stuck up on what wasn't accomplished or what doors weren't open. Focus on what's new, what's coming in, what doors will be opened by God, what blessings are being placed in front of you, what opportunities you are given, man. And each day that you are given is another opportunity to be great, man. So please, please, please take advantage of it each and every time as we enter the big 2026, man. I'm telling you right now, I got some plans. Baby. I've been making plans. Oh, Lord.
Baby, I've been making plans. Oh, Lord. Baby, I've been making plans for you. Yeah.
I got big plans for 2026, man. All I can say right now is thank you. Thank you to every single person who made 2025 so special, who's been following my journey and will continue to follow my journey, man. Like I said, crazy things lined up for the big 26, and I can't wait to show you all, man. Please have a safe and happy new year, man, and stay tuned. I'm gonna have another video for you real soon.